Welcome back. Episode 31 of the Union. I don't even know where to begin for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Like on my screen, he's in the bottom left-hand corner, and I can't even imagine the shenanigans that's going to be gotten up to here tonight on this episode. So welcome to episode 30. We've got the Croatian 31. Sorry. We got the Croatian dream himself on the show with us tonight. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Like always, we've got Mark just outside the nation's capital. We got Phil in the dirty schwa. Phil wants everybody watching to read his shirt, and nothing's directed at you. And for all the people that are listening, his shirt says Jesus loves you, but I don't. Go fuck yourself. So,
and that would be a big thanks to our loyal supporter, Mr. Drew Galloway, for that.
There you go.
God bless him.
Phil's in the dirty schwa, and we got Dave up in Concord. Ryan is in the city tonight, so on a date night, I think. So anyways, we'll get Ryan on the next week. And like I said, we've got Steve Segulic on with us tonight, coming all the way from southern Ontario, almost as far south as you can get. Steve, awesome to have you on. Been wanting to get you on now for 30 episodes, but you're a bit of a big deal now. So we reached out.
Finally had to dig deep on the bench for this one.
Yeah.
Fourth liner.
Fourth line.
Where's his big introduction?
What's that?
You may know him from. Where's his big introduction?
Well,
like you may know him from the cover of Playgirl and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just like, oh, Steve, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Come on, give him something good.
Well, okay. So the man that wants to be me, the man who pretends that he is me, who constantly sends Facebook posts to all of our friends that he wants to be me, Mr. Steve Segulic, all the way from his garage.
I signed more autographs as Damian Pittman at the Toronto Sportsman Show than I did in my career playing junior.
Well, like your junior career was a lot like what your career up until this point when it comes to waterfowling, and that's you've been warming the bench for a long time, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Riding fourth line, waiting for shit to hit the fan and then get sent in.
Put me in, coach.
Steve, just this past weekend, you had so for people that don't know, so Steve is waterfowler, fisherman, the whole bit down on Lake Erie. He's also the president of DU chapter in Grimsby. And just this past weekend, Steve, you guys hosted. Is this your first youth hunt or your second?
That's our second.
Yeah.
Second youth hunt. Third. Well, what was supposed to be our third dinner.
Right.
Thanks to COVID.
So your youth hunt this past weekend. How were the kids? First off,
the kids were awesome,
yeah.
As they usually are. Sorry, my dog here is driving me nuts. The kids were awesome. Everything was awesome, to be honest with you, aside from the hunting, obviously.
Right.
I'm not sure what you guys had happen down there, but they were calling for big winds, cloudy, rainy day, and it looked perfect. We had Steve Ellamy from Rack Stacker lined up. He came down to film it, to do a show. And we woke up to 0 winds, 9 degrees, bluebird day, and not a bird flew.
Wow.
And it was awful. So the hunting conditions were awful. The kids were amazing. I think having Steve there kind of sidetracked them from the whole
Right.
lack of hunting, lack of birds.
And Steve's going to end up doing an episode based on your youth hunt.
He was scheduled to. We were going to try. I honestly don't know what he got. I mean, we got a few good clips. He's going to do a little bit of stuff with it. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full episode or a quick little video.
Okay.
That's kind of up to him and his crew. But so that end of it kind of didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but nothing you can do with the weather. So.
Yeah. But with regards to the kids' attitude with the lack of shooting.
It was actually pretty funny. We had them in the pit. Well, we had like a mock pit on the side of on the shoreline there, and I think they killed 1 or 2 mergansers early, and then I think mid-morning this one solo goose on a rope with a death wish flew over the blind, and I was standing out of the blind with the dog. I think I took him for a piss by the truck, and I'm like, is someone going to shoot that goose? And I think every gun went in the air, and every gun heard. And it was dead before it hit the water, and they were all cheering and screaming, and it was awesome. Steve's got that on video, so hopefully he does something with that, but that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good that they got out and seen what it's like to really be a hunter, and that is sit down and not see any fucking birds for the most part.
Yeah, and that's kind of the hard thing with it. You pick a day, and it's got to be that day. So I mean, Steve kind of turned to me at one point and was like, "At what point are you going to call this?" I'm like, "If it wasn't for these kids right here, we'd be gone at 8 o'clock this morning, or probably wouldn't have even set up decoys."
Right.
Because it was just one of them days you knew it wasn't going to work, and we tried, but nothing flew. And kind of like what we were talking about is that if the birds weren't doing it, you can kind of change your decoys and change your spread and maybe find out why they're not doing it. But there was no birds to even attempt any of that at, so just one of those things that didn't work out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was a good day. I mean, we had some wicked sponsors kick them some pretty cool prize packs, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, like our guys down at Odell, Ben, and the whole staff down there. Every year they step up. They sent down some swag, and Steve came out of the truck with some bunch of shirts and hats and stickers. And
oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and Drake kind of looked after them, and they sent a bunch of T-shirts down, and
wow,
yeah, it was a pretty good time. Yeah, it was a good time. They got some goodie bags that probably made the trip worth it for them, if nothing else.
Yeah, sounds like it. Hey, can I come next year?
If you're giving out all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so another question that came up shortly after you were posting your pics about your youth hunting stuff, and now you're talking about these sort of kind of sponsors you had for your youth hunt and stuff like that. And it seems like there's been this I don't know if you've seen it, FP Waterfowl Association. This all kicked up remarkably around about the same time you guys were down there hunting, and now all of a sudden,
can you tee it up any better?
Like there's my Instagram feed is absolute, and you got this elite pro staffer Dave Topolinsky. Like how is FP Waterfowl Association able to secure a #1 pick like that?
Us getting him was like the Leafs getting Mitch Marner in the lottery. Or sorry, who's the other guy there that sucks? Matthews in the lottery.
You're fucking brutal.
Yeah, you'll get to meet some more. I think there's some more elite staff profiles coming up this week.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So just so everybody knows, the FP Waterfowl, they're accepting and looking for staffers right now. So
they're actively recruiting.
That's right. So reach out to Steve on social media, and Goosehound is his handle on.
Mr. Steven.
Yes.
Do you have a pro staff manager?
We're going to save that.
You must have more than 50 followers.
They're just
Yeah.
trying to keep things on low numbers, right? Minimize costs and salaries and whatnot, right?
We'll see. There's some guys out there I saw. They shot like 3 geese last year. We'd probably take them on board.
Well, hey, keeps you humble, right? Keeps you humble.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you got.
So
I mean,
Like anybody
If I-
can go out. Anybody can go out and do a 12 or 15 man fucking banger off 20 dozen silos.
100%.
Yeah.
We're going for the
I mean,
more average guy that
Working
know.
class gentlemen.
a prime example, Marco. You guys know Marco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tries real hard, just doesn't do a lot. It doesn't work for him sometimes.
The Portuguese penetrator.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a pigeon problem, you call Marco. But other than that,
Yeah,
Not
pigeons
only-
and doves, eh?
Yeah.
He's,
Not only
he's a
is he,
cracker with those.
not only is he the Portuguese penetrator, he's the pigeon penetrator.
there you go. There you go.
And
he
the only waterfowler in the world with a big giant blue rubber band on his lanyard for a fucking
Yeah.
band.
Yes.
Shooting poor Margaret's goose that walks off her little family pond in the morning.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
That brings
fuck,
back memories of the Daffy episode. I still watch that and tears stream down my eyes.
You and Ryan on that episode,
Oh.
I thought both of you were actually going to pass out from lack of oxygen there because both of you were just.
Yeah.
This is sort of kind of playing into something. So I get it. So people are listening and stuff, and I'm sure there's someone out there that's listening probably for the first time. And they're like, "What are these idiots up to?" Listen, we totally realize that. The union may not be for everybody. We get it.
Nope.
We get it. We understand, but there's no need to really question why we're doing what we're doing. We're doing what we're doing because this is what we like to do. This is our group of people, our group of friends that we like hanging out, and we don't pretend. And we say it all the time. We don't pretend to be experts. No one here thinks that they are the be all end all waterfowl hunter. Every time we go out, we learn. The stuff we end up talking about is what works for us. And it works. Trust me, we shoot a lot of birds. And it works for us. We're not saying that's the only way to do it. We're just saying, listen, this is what works for us. We shoot a lot of birds and it works. So while I get, and this really turned serious and I really wasn't hoping to do that, but we get that, you know what? The union may not be your cup of tea. I get it. But in a world where everybody is the same, there's nothing wrong with trying to be a little bit different. And that's what we're trying to do here. So I was really trying to make that funny, and then it just totally took a nosedive, and I was like,
Well,
"There's no way."
On a side note, that's where the FP kind of came from. Is that we were so we had the youth hunt in the morning, and there was a bunch of boys down here. Actually, Ben and the guys, Nick Crete, were all down here from Odell, and they had the layout boats in the bay. And I came home. We got back here around noon or 1 o'clock, and I checked the Facebook feed when the guys were out in the bay, and some ladies posting, you'll see it on our page, it's saying, does anyone know what's going on in the bay? There's a boat out there and there's ducks all around it and we're not sure what's happening. So then somebody made a comment saying, oh, we need somebody to go tell them it's just us. So I told them it was just us. Don't worry, it's duck hunters. Like, oh yeah, we can hear the shots, blah, 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 blah. So then we come back to the shop and we're all sitting here drinking beers and we're probably a few whiskeys too deep. And one of the guys walks in from a piss. He's like, we need a group. This is I'm not going to say what the FP stands for. We're kind of keeping that pretty quiet because it kind of has to do with where we are, and we don't want 90 people showing up here to hunt the bay in the morning. But the guy says, we need a group, and it's this association, and everyone just went up, and it went from a fun thing to selling t-shirts and hats and mugs, membership, and it. So it's just a mockery of everything. It's actually just something fun that we started, and it's a good time.
You know what? And it could end up turning into something really, really fun for you.
Maybe, and that's kind that's kind of the message I got from like 3 people today. Like, just keep it going because this is hilarious.
Yeah. Or yeah, it'll be that. It'll be good comic relief.
So I guess I can't ask what FP stands for
No.
because that's what I was gonna do.
I
Read
thought
your
it was
notes,
Friends
Phil.
of Pittman.
There you go. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No. I wanted to touch on something else, and again, something that I hope don't get going too serious and we can have some fun with it. But rules and laws are created because of stupid people. Like, is that a fair statement? Especially rules. Rules are created because somebody stupid done something once and it went all batshit crazy. So therefore they had to make a rule so that then no one could do anything that may result in this thing. The reason why I bring this up is because I looked in today into putting a wood furnace here in the garage because it's not heated and I'm freezing to death and it's only going to get colder. And the lady said, yeah, you just got to have it 18 inches off the ground on a cement floor or whatever. And she was like, this is in your garage? I said, yeah. I said, is that all I need for code? And she was like, no, you need to have I don't know, she gave them a name, but it's, at loading bays and stuff. So tractor trailers don't back into stuff and destroy it. Those concrete
Bumpers?
fucking pillars. What?
Oh, I was thinking like the rubber bumpers,
No, this is the concrete
the
ones
cement
that
posts,
yeah, the cement posts.
crash poles.
If I want to put a wood furnace in my garage, I've got to have 2 of those fucking things in front of my wood furnace so that I don't back into my wood furnace when I'm driving my truck in here and burn down my garage and then have to go to the insurance company to fucking ask for money.
That's funny shit.
But like, is that not ridiculous to have to put one of those fucking things in front of your wood your wood stove?
See, the problem here is you asked for permission.
Well, so I don't fuck around when it comes to insurance and stuff like that.
This is what insurance told you?
No, this is what the lady at the fucking wood stove place, for lack of a better word. That's what she was telling me. She's like, that's what it needs to be for code. And that's what your insurance will demand if it's a wood furnace out in your garage.
Get one of those propane heaters and put it up in the corner on the ceiling.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. But finding somebody to come out and actually do it proves to be difficult during these COVID times, I'm told. So I don't know. Anyways, I got to figure out something because it's either I get some heat down here for the winter or I'm going to be up in the dining room doing the show throughout the winter, and Trish is not going to fucking dig that one bit. So
You go down the basement.
yeah, I could go down the crawl space.
That's what I do.
No, then I can't yell and scream and curse and swear as much.
That's a you.
I've been at your place. There's no difference between now right there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
fair.
you'll hear Trish.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, how's this fall been for you though? Because you had recently had shoulder surgery, so that took you out of the waterfowling game for the fall. But like, as for the fall, like, what have you been doing? You haven't been able to fucking hunt birds, so.
Actually, I've been hunting birds enough. Like, I think we were having a conversation. I can't remember if it was with you or somebody, and we've been going out. I obviously haven't been shooting. I can't shoot till next year. And I had rotator surgery, and they're getting ready to cut my elbow open and do the nerve in my elbow. But kind of took a little more of an appreciation to like going out with guys and running the dog and setting decoys and calling and kind of just sitting back and enjoying the hunts more than pulling the trigger. And I mean, I know I'm not that old, but I've shot enough geese in my time where more fun is in watching the dog work and working decoys and birds in. But so it hasn't been that horrible. Spending a little more time on the deer. I got one that's got my heart right now that I've been chasing for a month and a half, that finally got him into 50 yards 2 nights ago, and played with him for a bit, and he wouldn't come any closer, and it was getting dark, and then dark came, so I kind of let him walk off. But other than that, just taking it easy and bow hunting and recovering from shoulder surgery, pretty much, just hanging out with the boys.
When we're done recording, I'll give you the names of a couple pro staffs you can contact for help with your deer hunting there.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank
worries.
Yeah.
With the whole, you're not out shooting as much and stuff like that, and you've always been one of the guys down in your area, like you're usually always outfitted. You've got a trailer, you've got a goose spread, you've got a diver set up, you've got a boat, you've got all the gear. How I'm wondering, how busy has your phone been this year with fellas reaching out to you and chatting with you, vice years when you're ready to hit the fields and the bay all the time? How is your friend list doing this
Shrunk. It's been kind of nice.
It's shrunk. Oh,
It's
that's
shrunk.
awesome.
Like I said, I was bedridden for the first, I think, 6 or 8 weeks, where I couldn't really function, and then as soon as that was over and I could actually get out in the field and kind of help the guys set up a little bit of decoys and at least run the dog, and kind of the habits I didn't want the dog to lose, so I was more worried about him getting on hunts, so I was going along with guys and just kept it pretty low profile, not advertising much that we were going. And it's been nice and quiet, and just kind of hunting with buddies and who we want to go with. And we got a field out back. It's been loaded up a few times. We've hunted it 3 or 4 times without even leaving the house. So
that's what I was going to say, the one right behind the garage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it's just it's a funny field, they loaded up there as soon as the beans came off, and we hunted them. And then now it's kind of like every rainy, miserable, we live 30 yards from Lake Erie, so if it's blowing like a bastard like it normally is, sometimes them birds just pour in there. Even there's no feed in there, they'll just go in there anyway just to get out of the wind. But yeah, it's been interesting, to say the least, I guess.
I don't want to get too far onto this subject with the deer, but I know you struck out last night. How are you been doing, Mark? Are you seeing? Yeah.
Oh, for Marion Stag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, they were pretty nocturnal. So, and then the last day we got out was when the snow hit.
Yeah.
And didn't have any luck. I checked the camera after, and they came out right at last light, but we didn't see anything.
That's I've been meaning to ask you guys, what are you using for your trail cams?
Don't use what I got.
Me neither.
Don't use what Steve's using.
Me neither. You would be better off sitting at your truck 300 yards away with a long range.
Dave, do you have any trail cams?
Oh, but I'm not buying any now.
Listen, I've had wild game. I've had Moultrie. I've had the Browning ones, and they're all fucking junk. Actually, the best of the 3 of those is Moultrie. Browning.
I kind of went the other way. We had before this whole cell cam world started up, we had the wild games, and we ran a half a dozen of them, and we still run 3 or 4 of them around. But I think they're as far as the non-cellular, just a standard trail cam, they've been pretty flawless. But other than that, I'm not going to get too much into it.
Well, no, and I wasn't trying to bait you into saying something there either. I've been, the last couple mornings I've been out walking the property with the dogs in the morning, and I'm starting to see signs of things, and I just want to get some cameras out there and try and see if I can pick it up.
You don't need cellular.
No.
So
I'll just walk it.
Whatever you get, make sure it's a no glow or they're blackout. There's zero light or flash that comes out of them at night. Yeah. A lot of trail cams, the lower end ones, will have a a red light that comes on, kind of is like a range thing at night, and then when the flash goes off, it's all red lights that light up the animal or whatever. So
Okay.
you want ones that are completely no glow, either no glow or blackout or whatever each brand calls it. As long as there's no flash whatsoever, that's the ones you'll get the animals on.
Don't get a cutty back.
Did I ever tell you my trail camera story?
No, but I want to hear it now.
So
You're gonna
There was
love my
people-
trail camera story at the end of the season, bud, with a Louisville Slugger.
that guy with the baseball bat, like, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
Brilliant.
Mine. So
Okay.
someone stole one of my cameras one time. So I got this bright idea. I got like the cheapest fucking garage sale looking ratty camera ever. And I put it on a pole that was like separating the two fields between the two farmers. And I left it wide open, like easy to steal. And I put one hidden in the bush thinking, fuck, I'll catch whoever the fuck's stealing my stuff on this property. Well, I go and I'm like, oh, it's gone. And I checked the other camera. Well, someone had actually like broke that camera, so I didn't get a picture on it. And it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And it pisses me off about poachers on my land all the time. So I'm telling the story one night, and there's another guy with property permission on that property. And he says, that wasn't a cell link from Canadian Tire, was it? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, I got it in the basement. I didn't know whose it was, so I just put it down there. It's like, Jesus. Here I've been mad for. Yeah.
Just fucking see them.
So you weren't the only one with permission there.
No, he had. I didn't even know he had permission back then. So it was kind of funny.
Again, I want to get off this deer subject, but I got to ask here too. So with you know that rack sacker stuff and all that stuff that you guys put out for your deer, like if I bought a bag of that stuff and threw it, like would that attract deer to the property?
Is there any bears around where you are?
Bears?
Yeah.
You know,
better not be.
You know goddamn well that there's no bears around me because
Well, if you put that out, you'll have fucking bears.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's all I find that's good for. But anyway.
Okay.
But I find deer are not as much into the rack stacker type stuff that got a lot of oats and stuff in it as they are into regular corn. So regular molasses corn is really all you need. You don't need to go fancy with any of these blended things that are all done for nutrition for deer. You're surrounded by farms. There's farms everywhere. So if you're putting out corn, they're going to eat it.
Or better yet, you can find like, you go drive the back roads and you'll find apple trees on the side of the road. Free apples.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
anyways, okay. That's enough talk.
Oh no, tying that into duck hunting, like you live right near that pond behind your house, right? If you baited with corn,
we'll all be down on the weekend,
right?
You know what? You know what would be fucking cool to do is to build like a potato gun, but like a fucking big old barrel and use that to shoot corn in the ponds.
Yeah, but it gets into the water. It just fucking sinks.
Yeah.
You gotta put the corn. You gotta put the corn on the shore. That's how you fucking do it.
How else do you bait these fucking ducks, Phil?
Well,
hey,
So you
nobody
put it
said
in the middle.
hey,
yeah.
You got to
I know
anchor a
this much.
pellet.
Nobody said you weren't going to learn anything on
there's a
on the
guide.
Union.
There's a guide out towards Belleville, Napanee area. They'll tell you
Oh
all about it.
Jesus! Here we go.
The game wardens are running every pond north of Oshawa next week once this airs.
Oh, you dirty fucker.
Fucking right.
Fuck,
I will say the only thing, just a quick thing, I guess, and a quick plug, I guess, to Steve. But I will say the only thing I do notice personally is that I've been running corn since August. Every week or two, I'll throw down the rack sacker stuff, and when that rack stacker stuff is fresh, the frequency of deer is a lot better.
Yeah.
By
When
deer,
it's
you
just
mean ducks.
corn, when those green-headed deer.
Yeah.
Are you getting these
Double
pictures on
barrel.
your cell phone with the?
No, I get it. Don't even ask.
What? But
Etch a sketch.
it's just good. Okay, enough talk about deer. Fuck. I will say this. I did get a message. I believe you know him, Philly. He's got one of Thor's puppies. But I did get a message from a gentleman this week after he listened to last week's episode, and he absolutely loved the idea of us calling people out that recycle pictures. that take 18 pictures of the same pile of geese just at different angles. And yeah, he was pretty happy with that episode, had a good laugh at it, he said.
God
You're not
bless.
legit unless you make one pile of bird look like 4 hunts.
Well, yeah, I got to there's a picture I seen again today, and there for a while I was thinking I was going crazy because I had seen the pitch, seemed like I had seen the picture before, and
No,
again
you're probably going crazy.
yeah, no, it showed up again today. I seen it again today. So
Was it
And-
Phil's?
no, it wasn't Phil's.
God, no, I don't kill enough
Actually,
birds.
Philly don't. For somebody, Philly don't recycle a whole lot of pictures like that.
No.
As much as it burns me to say it, but that picture you took for Kent, that really dark one, you were wearing your leather gloves and the whole fucking bit. You were
Oh,
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
layout.
The layout
like-
blind shoot, yeah.
Like I'd be using that picture fucking 20 times, man. That's
Like, I do boudoir as well.
Are you taking the pictures or are you being photographed? Are you the photographer or are you the photography?
Hold on, I got a mouthful of fucking peanuts.
He's got a camera set up with the fucking button, Damien.
Pretty much. Give me a second, let me fucking swallow.
Not touching it.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right.
Get that disclaimer ready.
The thoughts
funny-
and views of the guests of the union are not entirely the views of everybody else on the show.
We are fucked. We're going to hell, and I'm the one driving the goddamn bus. Anyways, so that photo, not like I'm any sort of like photographer or anything by any means. I just
You
shoot
got
pictures.
you got a pretty big lens, though.
Just ask my wife. Anyways, so for those that don't know, like in the photography game and whatnot, I said like by no means am I any fucking pro. I'm just a hack with a fucking camera, and I just shoot at stuff, and I'm really good at Lightroom. Anyways, so
So you're a pro staff for Canon cameras, is what you're saying.
yes, and Nanook cases. Anyways, so that photo. So for those who don't know, I shoot a Canon 6D, which is a DSLR, and it's a full frame DSLR camera. The 6D you can hook up to your cell phone and operate remotely. I don't know what kind of distance you can get, but by you don't need a couple hundred fucking yards. Like you need 3 at best. So that photo, obviously I got all fucking dressed up in my little fucking hunting outfit. That
Your
photo.
Filson jacket? Were you wearing your Filson jacket?
No, I had my Filson pants on though.
Oh, okay.
So that photo was taken, and for anyone that follows the episode and stuff, follows us, I'm go by Phil Christian Photos on Instagram, and you can see the pic that's on there. That photo was taken in my garage. So obviously, as you can tell by the photo, it's super zoomed in, like the layout blind, myself, whatever, it fills the frame. That was to eliminate the fucking concrete floor around my layout blind. So beside the blind, I've got my one of those workbenches, whatever. And on top of that, it's a fucking cool. There we go. Thanks, Mark.
Mhm.
On top of that is a cooler, and then my camera sitting on top. I got like a little, like 12-inch tripod. So the camera is obviously pointing down over my shoulder, and again, like it takes a couple of tries, right, filling with the settings and whatnot. And obviously, there's a slight bit of post-production editing into the photo. But like, for those who don't know the game, like there's a lot of fucking staged photos out there, and like, yeah, it looks so clean, so legit and whatnot. But there's a shit ton of time and effort put into, obviously capturing that moment. Like, obviously that photo's staged. There's another one on my Instagram page. It's of my Filson jacket with my Browning Auto 5. That photo, my jacket is literally laid out on my kitchen floor in front of the sliding door with the gun just resting. Like, it looks like someone's walking carrying it, but it's not. So the gun's lit, jacket's laying on my floor.
What? I
And
gotta
then
go
the gun-
fucking find this picture now.
Yeah,
I'm looking for it now, but someone interrupted.
fucking cat. But yeah, my jacket's laying on my kitchen floor in front of the sliding door. So you get all that natural light coming in and not casting like stupid shadows, and you're not getting like, say, a spotlight where you're having like a super, reflective spot shining off the gun and whatnot. It's more of a nice warm, there we go, like a nice warm image and whatnot. So yeah, you get the image, the appearance that, yeah, like someone's walking holding that gun, laying down on my kitchen floor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta do a little sidebar here. I went on Instagram to do a search. So Dave and I both share the Instagram account, right? Like the Punisher account. Dave has access to it as much as I do. And I just went on the Instagram account and went to the search. Dave, what do you search on Instagram under the Punisher account? Because there was absolutely nothing to do with hunting when I hit the search.
Someone's in shit.
Man, I'm smart enough not to fucking search under the Punisher. This is just the old bait and switch, you see, because as soon as I got the account, the first thing I did is I went search to add like certain groups we should be following, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, she's cute. What the fuck, Damien?
No. We must have been. I don't know. I think Ryan had access to the Punisher account there for a while too. Or
Do
you
you
did.
guys follow?
And
Do you guys follow certain huntresses?
Oh God.
No, kind of.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need more peanuts.
No, I follow. Well, there's a few right now that's here in Ontario, but yeah, Lori Ann and.
Oh, are they hunters or are they huntresses?
I don't know. I think.
Steve, Mr. Segulic, can we please have your opinion, sir?
Let's see how empty that
I'm just here to validate Mark's story about the silhouettes in Maryland.
There you go.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah!
Let's
You know
hear it.
what? I thought about that, Steve. Honest to God, like the couple times that Mark talked about it, I remember because you go down every year. You got a bunch of buddies you go down with every year, right?
At least once or twice a year. Yep.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that you guys wouldn't even go out to the field. Like the field is right there at the place you guys were hanging out at,
Yep.
and you'd be there hanging out, and someone would go, "Oh, there's some birds," and then you'd guys to go outside and shoot the birds, and then come back inside and wait for more fucking more birds.
You would never leave the lodge until the birds started flying.
We should have stayed in the lodge.
It's the craziest thing.
And not come out at
Yeah.
all.
I got so many stories from down there. It's crazy. It
We,
convinced me so good. We went the one year and we hunted over a rig, probably 300 or 400 of the silhouettes that Mark's talking about. It convinced me so hard. I came home and spent the whole summer cutting out silhouettes, hunted over at once, and every bird flared, and I burnt them all.
$8,000 worth of plywood.
I'm not even kidding. We walked out my buddies, we went to a field one day on a different lease, and we got out there, and it was plywood silhouettes. There was probably 400 to 500 decoys. 90% were plywood silhouettes and tires cut in half, and the rest was the odd full body here and there.
Mhm.
And we kill birds every day. Maryland will either destroy your ego and destroy your ability, what you think you have an ability to shoot a goose, or it'll make you the greatest goose hunter in the world. It's a crazy thing down there. It's a whole different game than up here for sure.
I got to.
Well, Mark seems skeptical.
Yeah.
Our poor guy.
Yeah. He got the bad end of it, for sure.
That was good. That was good, Phil. I like that.
Guys,
That was awesome.
I've been there legit, where we woke up in the morning, poured coffee, sat in the lodge, opened the bay doors to the bay, and we watched we watched the field, and not a goose flew, where the coffee turned into beers, where the beers turned into whiskey, and we never saw one goose the whole day from the lodge. And you just sat there, and that was it. It is what it is. It's 6-7 hours away, and it's a totally different world down there. It's crazy.
Now you use a full silhouette spread now, don't you? Or do you still have full bodies?
This year we flipped over to a mostly silhouette. Yeah, we went into the real geese.
Yeah.
Down here anyway.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people talk about mixing silhouettes and full bodies. In your experience, like that's what we do all the time. Whoever brings full bodies, we put them out. If you bring silos, we put them out. Have you found that mixing them works?
We ran a full 20 dozen silhouette rig with a certain company about 3 or 4 years ago. I think we ran 20 dozen, 22 dozen. It was the hardest year we ever had. It flared them. We thought it flared them. We struggled that year, and then we kind of went back to the full bodies. We did better, and then now we're back to a completely different brand that we don't find flares as much. And I mean, it worked this year, but 2020's been evil in so many ways. It's crazy.
Big time.
Yeah. I think you guys were talking about it with Marco. The whole waterfowling game's changed. Even Corey, I think, touched on the whole Duck Dynasty thing, and I mean, it's a very different game now. But yeah, like I said, we go down to Maryland and you shoot them over plywood silhouettes, painted brown with a black head, and their logic down there is they've seen every decoy, they've seen every spread, they've seen every blind, they've seen everything, and they know, give them something different and it works. And it does. It's crazy down there. It's crazy. It's something you need to, everyone says you got to experience Saskatchewan. You need to experience a good Maryland hunt, because Maryland is fucked. It's crazy.
Okay.
I think Mark has something to say.
Mark is skeptical.
Here's something. We're here in Ontario, which has, depending on the part of Ontario, and you get some pretty damn good goose hunting. And your limits are, in most areas, I'm thinking 5 per person per day. There's a couple of 3-bird areas. Is there anywhere now that's 2 in Ontario?
I don't believe so. I think 3 is the minimum.
So anyways, so why would someone from Ontario, for goose hunting, go to Maryland to hunt 2 birds each a day?
So it's actually 1 now, if that makes you feel any better.
Okay, wait. Okay, let me rephrase the question.
it's like fucking big game hunting now, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. It's I go down, so we took a friend of ours, Josh, down last year, and we got in the truck, and I don't think we were 5 minutes down the road, and I said, Josh, this is not a hunting trip. This is, you go to the lodge, you hang out with the boys. Yeah, you go out, shoot your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds, and you just have a good time with the boys. It's an old boys club where I go. They're on a 600-acre lease. I think they hunt the same pit the whole season.
Yeah, Mark. I think Mark's reason was, I'm living in Ontario and I can smash my limit every day. I'm going to Maryland for something different than geese.
Yeah, 100%. I go because I got friends down there, and we go to the lodge, and it's honestly it's a 3-day boy trip. It's just the boys are in the lodge drinking beers. Mm-hmm. It's a totally different thing. Like I said, we took Josh, and the first thing I said in the truck, I'm like, this is not your typical hunt. Like, mind you, we went down there and Josh shot his limit every day, and we'll run I think our one farm's got a 38-foot pit, so we'll put 10, 12 guys in there I mean, you get to shoot 24 birds between 10, 12 guys, which it is what it is, but it's better than going down there with 2 or 3 guys and shooting 3.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hey,
But-
there's some guys out here you can run 12, 15, 20 man groups there and fucking smash them. shoot the whole goddamn fucking population.
yeah, there you go. Now on the complete flip side of all that with Maryland, and I think once you get down there, on a good year down there, I couldn't imagine a goose limit of 5 birds per person. Those guys down there hunt every day. And when I say every day, I'm talking Monday when it opens till Saturday, and they take Sunday off. And there's guys in it. They're paying. I think the lease we're on is $20,000 a season.
Yeah.
They're getting their money's worth.
Holy
Now imagine
fuck.
imagine that on a 5 bird limit. How
Well,
fast to be cut down.
It's that, and every single field, every field.
So
Has-
the lodge we go, the private club that I go to, that's including a lodge. I mean, I think the average pit down there goes for $5K a year. I mean, 3 to 5K a year. And
Wow.
before the 1 bird limit, we went down last year, and I told Josh we got down to Molly's because you guys had Jeff down here, and Molly's is about 20-minute run from where we hunt. And we stop at Molly's, we get our licenses, Molly's is the fucking greatest place on earth, by the way, if you ever go there. You pull in, you get your fuel, you get your gas, you get lunch, and it's the best hunting store you've ever been to in your life. So we run down there, we'll get our license, and we'll run down to where we hunt. And you'll usually see, there's a rig in every field. And by rig, I mean a pit and 500 decoys in every field. And if it's a big enough field, it's got 2, 3, 4 rigs in it.
Wow.
Last year, we went down with Josh, and I told Josh, I'm like, watch this. You're going to see a rig in every field. I think that 20, 30-minute run, we saw 2 rigs
Oh, wow.
because it went down to a 1 bird limit.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
And fellas were just getting rid of theirs. Like,
Right,
that
and
gotta be,
then-
like, for the amount of work, and
the money they spend alone down there is completely, you think guys up here spend money? Like
Yeah.
down there, they're in
Oh.
1,000 full bodies. Not even kidding. 1,000 full bodies they'll run down there in some spots.
So it's astronomical what they'll spend on like leisure.
Yeah. And their biggest
but that's,
and their biggest complaint down there, you guys get to shoot too many birds. We can't shoot enough. So it's coming. I think it's coming. I think we're going to shut down to a 3 province wide. I
Hey.
think.
No one's stopping you guys from coming up here.
No,
Um,
and I mean,
you think the goose
Probably.
population your bag limit's going to drop for geese?
I think I don't know the way they're complaining that like the way they're running it down there. I mean, when I was there last year, they were talking they're going to shut the whole season down for 3 years.
Not
was just- that was-
not a chance do our
That was
bag
in Maryland.
limits. Yeah, but there's not a chance that ours drop. Now,
Oh, fuck,
I don't-
especially where I am.
especially, yeah. So that Golden Horseshoe area, Ontario, there's not a chance. We've got.
I hope not.
There's too many people that are complaining about them.
but there's
Right. I honestly, I hope not. Obviously, for obvious reasons, I hope not. But talking with guys like Brian from OFAH and
Yeah.
kind of getting a better understanding on how that whole federal system works with the waterfowl,
Yeah.
it's all like, don't kid yourself. The guys in Maryland know how many birds are shot in Saskatchewan, or how many birds are shot in Manitoba, or how many like it's a whole system they got down there. And I guess their logic is if we can shoot 3, they can shoot at least 2,
Yeah.
if nothing
right.
else.
I
And-
gotta ask you,
Yeah.
when you're in Maryland and you're sitting there in those blinds, because when we were there, that's a few years ago now, but we seen 50, 60,
Thousands.
70,000 geese.
Yeah, thousands.
They're
Yeah.
there. It's just that
Mhm.
there's
Really?
such hunting pressure in the fields. They don't go in the friggin' fields.
Maryland
It's
will.
not
I don't know,
that-
like-
it's-
go ahead.
Yeah, it's not that they're
Like-
slaughtering them down there. It's
Yeah.
just
No.
that they're so hard to hunt for them down there.
So that's got to be extremely deflating for a person that you go
It-
spend all this
it will
money on
crush.
gear for one fucking goose
You could be a
that you're
pro
going to
staff-
grind up into sausage.
You could be a pro staff for the greatest call in the world, the greatest decoys ever made, and the best guns. It'll destroy your ego. It'll destroy everything from you on a bad day.
It'll
there's-
shatter your hopes and dreams.
Now,
Yeah.
we've spent a lot of time talking about Maryland, but what we haven't talked about, Philly, I'm surprised you never fucking jumped in on this.
Well, I haven't been
And-
to Maryland.
No, but you never name dropped fucking Jeff Coates.
I'm drinking Appleton Estate today.
Oh, sorry. So, like, I am determined now, especially after now that his season is going and he's putting up all these videos. I'm determined next year, if the border is open, I am 100% going down and hunting with Jeff Coates next year.
I've been talking already. We're gonna try and plan something for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going down there. I think we're scheduled down there in Ocean City for like the end of June for a fishing trip. I know he runs out of Ocean City, so we're talking about getting together for a drink. But 100%, I'm going next fall.
Yeah, I'm watching his videos now, man, and I want to go down there and just hunt. And I've always wanted to hunt the Chesapeake, anyways, right? Like, who doesn't? But
I'll give you a quick funny story on my Chesapeake introduction. We went down. We were hunting geese in just south, I guess, of Baltimore, and a buddy of mine lives on the Chesapeake, just outside of Baltimore. In I forget the little town he's in. So we said, okay, we'll get up in the morning. We're done geese. Let's just go shoot waterfowl. Let's go shoot divers out of the bay. I'm like, perfect. Let's go do it. He's like, I'm gonna call 5-6 guys. We're gonna do it in the morning. Get ready. We'll be at the dock at 5 a.m. The dock's out of his backyard. we get out there, and he's got a 30-foot, looks like a scarab, but it's like a deep sea fishing boat. Purple and yellow, his company colors, like blazing purple and yellow. And he's like, all right, we're going. I'm like, Tommy, where are we going? Are we going to an island? No. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, where are we hunting these ducks? He's like 100 yards right there. I'm like, okay. Not even thinking. I thought there was a blind there. We get out there in the dark. I'm like, so where are we shooting at? He goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, this boat. He's like, we're shooting from this boat. I'm like, they'll come right to you. He goes, yeah. And the best part of it was we were in a yellow and purple boat, 7 guys, head to toe, camo, max 5, max 4, head to toe. It was the greatest, and we smashed them. Like, those birds are so dumb down there. They come right to the boat.
Wow,
it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Maryland is like a waterfowl experience like no other. It's so different.
I seen his video yesterday. He actually got a brant yesterday. So
I think get them. Yeah, I think they've rolled through, or they're coming through now. I can't remember.
Well, they're an Atlantic bird, right?
You'll get them on Lake Ontario.
Well, I've seen the boys. The boys, Dave, didn't you guys shoot one at the Punisher camp a couple years ago?
We shot one the first Punisher camp.
Yeah, and then the boys, and then I know Sean Norris shot one, and I think that was out with Jordan LeMay.
They shot one with us. They shot one 3 weeks ago, 10 minutes from my house. Like here in the cart.
Really?
A brant or a cackler?
A brant.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had a few buddies shoot them here on Lake Ontario.
Really? What about King Eiders on Lake Ontario?
Did you see what Luke Schroeder's got?
I see him quick.
I don't think so. What was it?
The hybrid Pintail Mallard.
Oh yeah. I did. Did you see that? So there was a post on Instagram today. I don't know who posted it, and they said, "Love taking pictures of ducks. When I capture a hybrid, I love it." And it was like, shouldn't be hard to find, or shouldn't be hard to tell what it is. I fucking hate hybrids because I'm horrible at guessing them. And I'm like, oh, that's a Pintail Mallard, easy. No problem to tell. I bet you I had to go through about 15. Okay, that's that's Schroeder's.
That's
Yeah.
Pinard.
And I bet you I had to get down 15 fucking comments before I found anybody that said it was a Pintail Mallard. Everyone's like Mallard Widgeon.
That's a fucking mallard pin, like all day long.
The same one? You're looking at the same one?
One that Mark just showed. Yeah, that's a fucking mallard
Oh,
pin.
that one. Yeah, that's not the picture I'm talking about, though. No. But that one there,
you were probably looking at Daffy Duck.
Yeah, I'm fucking so bad at, like, when it comes to hybrids. I'm so bad. If I get this one right, this Pintail Mallard, it'll be the first one I've ever gotten right. But I digress.
A for effort, Davey. We just hope for the best.
Yeah, yeah. The story of my life right there, buddy. Hope for the best. Steve, it's been awesome having you on, buddy.
Been good coming here as a fourth liner.
Hey, no, buddy. Listen, man, we had to get through all of the
The
A-listers.
good stuff. I get it.
Well, all the A-listers, right? I'm not saying that you're not on the A-list, but you're not attractive, and
He
you
looks
know-
like your fucking twin.
Yeah.
no, there's
Thank you,
no
Dave.
That's a
goddamn
point. Let
way.
it go.
There's no goddamn way that man looks like me whatsoever. There's
We
no
should fucking put a poll on the Instagram page.
no, because
See.
because just to piss me off, people will say that I look like Steve, and it's not true.
Have you not seen the twinning picture from a couple weeks ago?
Oh God.
That was pretty good. You actually put a
Big
fair
guy.
amount of effort into that one.
That can
Twinsies.
be a repost.
Not really. It's actually really easy to look like you.
Oh shit. Anyway, Steve,
So
buddy,
quick-
it was great.
A quick side note: my funniest story, not funniest story, but a good story from the weekend. Steve Elmy was down, and we were talking. And Friday night, he rolled in, and we were sitting here shooting the shit. And we had to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were just talking and hanging out, having drinks like normal, like any other guys usually do at a club. And we drank. I went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 2:30 in the morning. I had to be up at 4. My alarm clock said 2 a.m. And I think one of the
Ew.
funniest stories from that night, Steve was like, we were actually trying to like figure out how we met and where we've seen each other before, and we were talking about the Sportsman show and stuff. And I said to him, I was like, "Don't you remember us from the Wild for Hope, the first dinner from Wild for Hope?" And he goes, I kind of think so." I said, "Fuck." I go, "Me, Damien." I go, "We were all at that first table," but and he stopped me halfway through. He goes, "The Punisher
Yep.
Waterfowl table?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I remember you now." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
We were the drunks beside the bar.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
good.
causing a ruckus.
That was a good time,
Yeah.
man.
Fuck,
That was
what
a
a
great time.
mess. Do you know what else
That
was a
is-
good time? The Grimsby DU dinner from last year.
Oh, yeah.
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 That was
Wasn't
a
so
time.
good. Wasn't so good the next day, but it was the day before. Holy fuck, I was a
Our
mess.
dinner, that's actually kind of the one thing I like about our club, about our committee. It's very young, and we all kind of hang out outside of it. And I think one of the
And-
things with Marco, we all told Marco at one of the first meetings, like, "Listen, we'll do the dinner, but I mean, we don't want to stop there. We kind of wanted to do other stuff." Then the youth hunt rolled around, and a few other things come up, and so yeah, we got a little committee going, and it's a fun time.
I'm just
So.
glad I got to heckle the Portuguese penetrator. Like he's doing.
All right.
Like we were up there. Hey, you simmer the fuck down.
Okay, well then you keep talking. I'm gonna go get another beer.
How can you do that? Well, yeah, I remember being at
5 minutes solid 5 minutes of solid content, Phil. There better not be complete space.
it'll be the best 5 minutes of your life. Well, yeah, I remember being at the dinner there last year, and God bless you, Steve, for inviting me down, and Damien. And yeah, like we're at the table, and Marco's up there drawing like these prizes, and like our table was absolutely shitting the bed, and I am fucking heckling him and so on. And we get down to the very last fucking prize, and it's like I think it was like a dozen mallard floaters, like two boxes of like Avery's or Greenhead gears. Don't I win the fucking decoys? I'm like I need more decoys, right? I show up at home the next day with these 2 boxes. The wife's like, "What the fuck did you buy?" "I didn't buy nothing, sweetheart. I swear to God, Marco fucking gave these to me." I was bidding on like a freezer full of fucking steaks and shit, and I lost. Oh,
That was like my bill at Brian's Wild for Hope, the first one, I think.
Fuck.
I think we were a couple drinks deep at the time the
Maybe.
dinner rolled around,
maybe.
and my credit card took a hit that dinner. But you know, at the end of the day, they all go to a good cause, and you don't mind doing it once in a while. But
And it's just nice. It's nice fucking
Yeah,
getting
good time.
together with like all these people from across the province, and like, you know, you look at you look
100%.
at the bunch of us on here. We're fucking spread out all over Hell's Half Acre. You know, it's Christ, it's 2 hours to your place. It's 2 hours to fucking Damien. I think it's like 6 to get to fucking Dave's place there up in Kid fucking Garden Land or wherever the hell he is.
He's almost in fucking Lake Superior up there.
Well, he might as well be in
Yeah.
fucking Michigan for fuck's sakes.
But the
It's so
drive,
goddamn far.
the drive down here is way more worth it than going to Damien's. I can assure you that.
Well, on the up note, I go to Damien's. I can go buy the Big Apple and get some fucking apple pie.
He's just going 401.
I haven't stopped at that place yet. Is it worth the stop?
100%.
Yes.
Because by the
Yeah.
time I get there, it's like hour 5, and I'm like, fuck, I just want to make it the extra 2 more hours to get to Damien's.
I just want to go to sleep.
Like,
But yeah, like if you're looking for like a good homemade apple pie and stuff, like the Big Apple, dude, it's
They do.
legit. You gotta
They
go.
have some good stuff there.
I'm pretty sure that's how we all became buddies, is through these dinners. And I think Brian's was the first official.
No, I'm pretty sure we all got together because we're fucking alcoholics.
That too, yeah, that helps. Yeah,
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
But
not
we
really.
did, we did that.
The Punisher camp was how you, me, and Dave met.
Yeah, and then Phil got introduced at Brian's.
Well, I knew.
No,
Phil
I was
before
pre-Brian.
Mhm.
For me, I never met you before Brian's dinner.
No, we were just WeberNet friends.
Yeah, we were like
okay, so
sexting and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
so you guys talked about DU Grimsby, and you've talked about the Wild for Hope dinner. Is there any other dinners that people should be hitting up around the province?
Well, I think
other than the Bruce County Ducks Unlimited.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Spot, bud.
But no,
I
like
was trying to.
Speak loudly into my
I was
lapel.
trying to think.
Well,
Honestly,
I
if
tell you
anybody,
what,
go ahead.
I've been lucky enough to have traveled a ton of places to attend these dinners. 2 of the best, South Nation. Mark, you were with me at that one. That was probably still the best dinner I've ever attended, and that's Barry Keeks and those guys down there. So South Nation. There's one over on the other side of Pembroke in Quebec. I forget the name of the chapter. That's a good dinner. A very
That was the Delta dinner.
Delta dinner.
Yeah, that was Pontiac.
Pontiac, yeah. A very grassroots, down to earth, awesome food, awesome people. That's a good dinner.
Thousand Islands puts on a good dinner.
They do. Thousand Islands puts on a good dinner. The Kingston Sportsman does a good dinner for DU.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Grimsby. Hey, here's a fucking. This is good because I got Steve on, and then Steve will go on a good rant on this.
God.
No,
There we
it's good. No, it is. It's good, and it's something that we have not touched on this. Well, we sort of kind of touched on it a couple episodes ago. So remember back in when was it, like the spring, when this petition for the gun laws was getting passed around, and everybody went absolutely batshit crazy because DU wouldn't put it on their page or put any type of promotion or any publicity whatsoever to this petition, right? Everyone was going fucking bananas over this, and nobody clued in. And even though, like I had said it, like DU can't, like they can't get behind something like this. They rely well, I shouldn't say solely, but they rely heavily on government grants and stuff. Like they can't be going against this, biting the hand that fucking feeds them. Does that make sense? And I know, and the only reason why I'm throwing it out there and I say Steve is because Steve is the president of a chapter, and Dave's the president of a chapter that had members that had contacted them and were fucking upset and pissed off and the whole bit. So I just hit the ball over into your court.
Well, you pitched that one without me having to study my numbers, but at the end of the day, I think even Dave can kind of back it on it. Is Ducks Unlimited at the end of the day is a wetlands conservation group. They're not really do they have support from hunters? 100%. I mean, hunters, without them, I mean, we'd be losing wetlands like crazy. They just bought that one big up marsh up there to save some ducks. And I think the whole thing at the end of the day got blown way out of proportion. I think somebody stepped up and said something they probably shouldn't have without the proper consulting of it.
Yeah.
And the people that jumped on board of it, I mean, it's actually really funny. We talk about it all the time. The guys that were rah, F Ducks Unlimited, we have guys that are saying we're chanting that at the rally, and now they're setting up their own Ducks Limited chapter because they kind of realize that it's kind of a different. I'm trying to word this properly without getting too political and too much into it, but it kind of punched a lot of the volunteers in the gut when people kind of jumped the wagon real quick and took too much for what they had said and what that group had said, and not really thought about things. I mean, I lost members, I lost committee guys, and I lost. I'm pretty sure we lost backing, and we had guys ask for their money back for the dinner at the time, but I don't think anybody actually thought about the whole thing of it. I mean, at the end of the day, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, all those places never really stepped up to the plate with it. There's a lot of places that never stepped up to the plate with it.
Yeah.
I think Ducks did a great job. I mean, OFAH did an amazing job with it, and that's kind of their park to do that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Not
it's their bread and butter for sure.
100%. I mean, you got the guys working on it every day, and Brian's down there, and all those guys down there working on it. But as far as ducks, I mean, I get it. The guys that are involved with it get it. The guys that kind of went on a tangent about it online didn't really get it and didn't understand the whole thing. And like I said, at the end of the day, I think somebody said something they shouldn't have, and it kind of blew things way out of proportion. Because you talk to any Ducks Unlimited member, you talk to any Ducks Unlimited committee guy, and they would have been on the same page as everyone else. We just can't go rah Ducks Unlimited. We're backing it because of, obviously, there's some reasons behind it that we couldn't, and Ducks Unlimited couldn't. But it was kind of a punch in the gut to the volunteers to see what kind of the downfall of it.
Yeah.
And who spoke up and when they really shouldn't have, and they kind of didn't understand it and they didn't get it, and somebody just ran their mouth a little too much and things got blown way out of proportion. So
what about you, Dave?
We were kind of relatively new, so in our area we were actually fine from it. We did have people question of it. I asked a question on the post, because basically the only two real organizations that are in the same category were Ducks Unlimited and Delta, and I asked a question and I got my head bit off for it. But the people that were getting angry and biting people's heads off and saying these things, they were just, rage was breeding is what it was. They weren't actually checking facts. It was all fake news kind of shit. And if they would actually check the facts on some of these companies that they were comparing Ducks Unlimited to, they are companies. They are not charities. They don't have to release the records. They don't have to say, like, this is what we're doing with the money that we get. Whereas Ducks Unlimited, it's clear and open, like, this is what they're doing and this is where it's coming from. And if you actually took the time and did the research, you would understand that post shouldn't have been made.
No, 100%.
I believe we actually touched on this when Marco was our guest there a number of months ago, the gun lobby thing and whatnot. Cool. And so it's Ducks Unlimited, not Guns Unlimited.
Which a lot of it's actually Ducks Unlimited Wetlands Conservation at the bottom of it.
Yes. Yes, not Guns Unlimited. So a lot of these brain dead fucks, obviously, like, yes, we're gonna have.
It was a bad time for everybody. I think the whole thing.
Oh, 100%. Like we
got again,
blindsided by the fucking government, but DU.
But again, it was a post made by a person that should never post. Sorry, go ahead, Philly.
Well, that person should probably just pull their bottom lip over their head and fucking swallow. But anyways,
that's awesome.
So yeah, again, Ducks Unlimited is for waterfowl conservation, duck numbers, conservation and whatnot. And yes, a good solid fan base of DU supporters are waterfowl enthusiasts and hunters. And I get it, people in my opinion, I think like waterfowlers are probably the biggest makeup of the hunting group, so to speak. Like, you know,
Actually, I could be wrong, but as far as the DU stuff, I think hunters are the lower percentage. But I could be wrong. I mean, Marco's the guy to ask, and
but
the staff there. But I actually think hunters the lower percentage on the DU support. I think there's a bigger number of just wetlands conservationists that
100%.
Yeah, but
100%. The amount of money that they
I'm
bring in from hunters is
what I'm saying. Like you look at like upland guys, big game guys. I think waterfowlers make up the biggest percentage, and obviously these waterfowlers are going to look to those two organizations, DU and Delta.
Sorry, Phil. So when you were saying waterfowlers make up the most with regards to hunters, is that what you mean?
I think so. Yeah.
No,
Like,
I think deer is.
You
Yeah,
think deer's a bigger?
Yeah, it's just
infinitely.
deer seems to be countrywide,
Anyways,
except for Newfoundland.
Aside from that, like there was what the fuck?
Hey,
take away the shotgun season in Southern Ontario.
Oh,
See how many guys are actually deer hunters.
I can still see you. Just keep talking, Phil.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I know, right? My computer just had like a brain fart, and I got all these goddamn windows open, and I can't see you, handsome fellas.
Oh, we can see you. Just sit there and talk.
We're fucked.
Big giant talking head.
Selfie.
Pick your nose every now and again.
Yeah, fuck it.
Jesus loves
whatever, right? Yeah, yes, he does. Anyways, but yeah, like there was the big push against DU and whatnot, but like people don't get it. Like, yeah, like DU is a big, big iconic figure when it comes to waterfowlers and duck numbers and conservation and preservation, this and that. But again, they're for the conservation of the wetlands, whatnot. They're not for preserving firearms. That's not their mandate. And people are so simple fucking minded and brain dead that they can't get that through their thick fucking skull that this is their mandate, is wetlands, not guns. Give it the fuck up. Like that's it. Like this isn't like rocket science. For some it might be.
Not rocket appliances.
No, that's not fucking rocket surgery, right?
Something though we can't ever forget. We've said this many times. We're our own worst enemy, right?
100% we are.
Yeah.
So the mob mentality on the internet is something that people, it can never be discounted. Like someone's going to come up with something, and if it hits a nerve with someone, it spreads like wildfire.
I think
I got my computer figured out.
I think the thing that hurt us the most was our committee. We talked about it. We had a meeting. I think we actually had a meeting like right after. And the shocking thing of it was the guys that actually understood Ducks Unlimited kind of jumped the wagon of this other organization and kind of bit their fucking bullet, really, and kind of jumped in with them, and they didn't really get it. And I don't know, they were so quick to drop it. And like I said, I don't know. It's kind of without. I don't know the exact numbers, and it's a hard thing to talk about because you kind of get a little worked up about it. But when you see all your hard work and kind of like I said, our volunteers, Ducks Unlimited volunteers put in a ton of hours. I mean, so do the other ones. I mean, Delta does too as well. But at the end of the day,
all the hard work they do.
Yeah, and to see how fast people jumped the wagon of a stupid fucking post at the end of the day that somebody shouldn't have fucking said.
Yeah.
Without any backing to it, without a better understanding of it. It was kind of a shocking thing to see some of the people that jumped that wagon real quick and a little too quick, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. Wow, that was an awesome little sidebar there, fellas.
Yeah.
Fuck, we should have done that.
So smart.
SMRT.
You can't have a fucking episode without a Simpsons reference.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%, buds. Steve, again, buddy, thanks for coming on. It's awesome. I can honestly say one of my best friends that I've met since I've been hunting. Love hanging out with you, love chatting with you, love fucking tormenting you the whole bit. Sorry it's taken so long to get you on the show, but Phil,
I get it. I mean,
but Phil didn't want you on. Like it was all Phil. It was 100% Phil.
Throw
He
me
was.
under the fucking
Okay,
bus.
well, let's be honest here. We didn't want the viewership to be confused about who was Damien.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I honestly think we should have started this episode with
Which one's Damien? Yeah.
Just
Trying to
let
see, which one am I
someone
looking
else
at?
do the intro.
If Steve would have been like, "Hey, everybody!" Like,
Hi, Dr. Nick.
yeah.
Well, I'm pretty
Hey,
sure
everybody!
I'm pretty sure the Sportsman Show was canceled already for 2021.
It
Yeah,
is.
But for 2022, Damien, I need a stack of Punisher stickers and some sharp so I can sign your name at the Sportsman Show.
Just sign them off as the Croatian crippler.
Yeah, the Croatian crippler. There you go. No,
Oh,
buddy.
man.
Honest to God, thank you for coming on. It's been a laugh. It's been good. And once I hit stop recording, it's only going to get better because the good stuff we don't
sure.
air, right?
I'm
But
sure.
buddy, thanks so much for coming on. We'll do a quick around the table with the boys, but again, thanks, buddy. It means the world to me that you come on, and good luck with FP Waterfowl Association. I really do see some big things coming for you guys.
We got some big things planned, bud. Just you wait.
Mark,
Just you wait.
last words, Mark.
Oh, hey, sorry, I was watching Wild TV.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Oh, they're hunting muleys there now. No, good chat. Good seeing you, Steve. Hope we can get together for a hunt in the future. I don't know if it's going to be trying to pin down a day to hunt divers because that's like fucking
Yeah.
trying to corner a squirrel in a closet. But yeah. Anyways, it was good chatting with you, buddy.
Yeah, nice seeing you guys.
Philly.
Steven, it has been an honor as usual, sir. I can't wait to come down and contribute to the vomiting of all over the new Possum Lodge, as I did the last one. But as long as you supply a good, healthy dose of the bird dog, I'll do my part.
The damn border's closed. We can't do nothing with that stuff.
I know.
Well,
Hey.
again, it's its future plan, but I'll gladly fertilize your fucking lawn.
I honestly do think that we need to figure out a way that we can start getting fucking bird dog into Canada, even if it's just us. Even if it's just us, and it's only
Well,
us.
It's actually really funny. Topolinsky sent me a screenshot one day, and he Googled, or he went on the bird dog website and was like dealer locator, and he went in Ontario, and there, I don't know how it happened, but somebody somewhere put a pin literally across the street from the house saying there was a bird dog whiskey dealer. Sent it to me, and I'm like, hold on, what?
That's funny. That's funny.
Good Lord.
Dave.
Steve, thanks for coming on. It was. I'm glad we pulled you off the fucking fourth line and let you come up to the big league. You know.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Hey, even bench warmers have their use, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it takes a village to make a fucking, what's that saying?
Idiot.
Promotion through attrition.
That's how I got promoted. Big time. No, Steve, buddy, thanks so much for coming on, and I hope we could ask you to come back on again for some laughs, have a chat, and discuss some stuff. We gotta give it a little bit of time and try and build up a little bit more controversial. I was expecting you to be a little bit more controversial tonight, but I get it. I get it. You're dipping your toes in. Don't jump head first into the deep end right off the bat.
I can't ruin the FP brand just yet.
Well, hey, I get that. I can believe that. Yeah, you don't, because are you the face of the FP brand?
God no. God no.
Goddamn good thing.
On a good wind, when the wind is blowing good and it can blow the hair out of his face, it's Marco.
He's a hairy motherfucker, man. Steve, thanks, buddy. To everybody, went a little bit longer tonight, and
We
it is-
apologize to Corey Baker.
yeah. Corey Baker fucking told us that he was like, I got the attention span of a squirrel. He said your episodes are too long. So that's awesome. But Corey will be on here real soon, hopefully, as soon as he gets moved into his new property.
20-minute episode.
20-minute episode. Introduce them and then get off.
Yep.
Everybody, thanks so much for listening. Sorry about the day late on getting the last episode up and a couple days behind on the actual podcasts. There's so much stuff happening right now trying to keep track of everything. No, I'm really just fucking. We dropped.
Yeah,
We have
it's
lives and shit to do.
We totally dropped the ball. But thank you
You
for
boys,
listening.
you boys need to come down here. You guys got to come down Lake Erie. We'll do a diver hunt and a live podcast in Possum Lodge.
Impossible. I don't
When do
think
you want to do that?
I don't think your fucking bandwidth can handle that.
Probably
We'll figure it out.
Well,
I don't think
well,
so.
you
can handle
got
that.
tech support. You got tech support, so
My
maybe.
tech support is top notch around here.
Yeah, big time, big time. That is a good idea, actually.
We should do her.
Yeah, we should.
When do you want to do it?
I'll don the tinfoil
It
helmet.
can't be next week.
Well, we're not getting ice anytime soon with these temperatures. I can assure you that. My bay is full, so. we'll figure
Okay.
it out.
Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for listening. We are, as advertised, blue collar. We don't pretend to be experts. We're just a bunch of friends that love hanging out with one another, talking bullshit, ripping on one another, and talking about birds as often as we can. But we sort of went off the rails a couple times talking about deer tonight.
Just remember, Jesus loves you.
But Phil don't.
I feel that.
Big love to everybody. Be safe. Take a kid hunting, and
Get a pro staff.
don't be a douchebag.
FP Waterfowl's looking for pro staff. If you
Hell
have
yeah.
15
Send your
followers, he'll
Well,
take you.
Send your
FP
resume.
FP Waterfowl and Heron Game Calls are looking for pro
You
staff,
guys
so-
are overqualified. You kill a lot of. Actually, Damien, you're